On this edition of NESCOM Connection, we follow up on the controversy in Libya.
In the 45th annual Super Bowl, two of the NFL's best teams squared off in a gridiron battle for the coveted Lombardi Trophy.
Two rising high school football teams do battle at Huston University. Joe Sousa has more. Right after the break, the official CR Zazzy, Brian Lackey, will be in studio talking about their campaign. Stay tuned. The Bangor Rams soccer team went unbeaten in the regular season, and they planned on keeping it that way throughout the 2010 Class A State Soccer Tournament. The road to that title was not an easy one, and it began with Erskine Academy in the quarterfinals, where the Rams used two second-half goals by seniors Jack Stacy and Phil Frost to outlast the Eagles 2-1. While the quarterfinals were a challenge, the semifinal contest against the Morris Shipbuilders was far from one, with the Rams outscoring them 5-0. The Rams were led by senior Phil Frost, who scored 3 goals. After those two back-and-forth rounds, the Rams encountered a repeat scenario from last year, pitting the Rams against the Brunswick Dragons in another double overtime thriller, with Bangor coming out on top with the game-winning goal scored by Luke Hederman. The Rams then ended their undefeated season with a 3-2 victory over the Portland Bulldogs in the 2010 Class A boys soccer state title game. Parking at Huston University is already a major headache for commuters and on-campus residents. The only good thing is that it's free to park, but that will be changing this upcoming academic year as rumors of parking fees have been swirling around campus over the last few weeks.
Well, as we deal with the opportunity that is on our campus to have adequate parking for all students, faculty, staff, and guests, this was an issue that came to my attention in January. And as part of a sort of comprehensive review and proposal, we have envisioned that students that park on campus between 8 o'clock a.m. and 5 p.m. would pay a $50 annual parking fee in order to get a parking decal.
While the fee would perhaps lower the rate of students bringing vehicles to campus, especially freshmen, the Board of Trustees is not purposely doing this to them. Clark also said that the only students who would not have to pay the fee were students who either had night classes after 5 and students in a continuing education division that only have night classes. Clark also stressed how it will not appear on financial billing from the university. While to some this may seem like a lot of money for a parking pass, they are wrong. Because at the University of Florida, students pay $300 per year to park on campus. Clark urges all who have any feedback to improve parking that they can let him know. Ed Fournier, NESCOM Connection. If you take the time to look at your local roadways, you will see that Maine roadways are ranked 32nd in the nation, which was recently released by the government this past week. While most citizens will automatically assume that officials are slacking off when it comes to repairing damaged roads, they are wrong. Road conditions are predictable in Maine because of the climate we are in. State funding is supporting a good chunk of the main arteries around the state. Dana Wardwell, Bangor City Manager, addressed the issue involving roads in Maine.
Well, I guess first I'd kind of like to state that, Maine's a very difficult climate to have roads in. It's a very expensive climate to have roads in. We get a lot of frost, which is very hard on roads. It requires a good base on the roads. The type of soils in Maine are not very good for road bases. So when you add the type of soil we have to build roads on and the climate we have to build them in, we already start out at quite a disadvantage to some of the southern states or the western states that have a better climate to build a road in. And
Due to the climate being so different from other states, it's tougher to also repair minor pothole damages. When asked about if the roads were better in 2000, Wardwell stated that they were basically the same as they are now. He also mentioned that Essex Street and Church Street need road improvement, yet the two main setbacks are they are both large stretches of road and the city does not have the funding to repair them. Recently, though, there have been some repairs on roadways, most notably part of Ohio Street, which stretched from Fitzon Road to Blue Hill West Road. And next summer, the state plans to repave the stretch of Franklin Street to Hannah Street near I-95. Ed Fournier, NESCOM Connection. Took a while, I'm cold, but now it's time for Peeps on the Street, a holiday theme edition. And the topic for today is favorite Christmas tunes. And I found a few stragglers throughout the parade route that some might look familiar to you. What's your name?
Jessica Navarro.
Jess, what is your favorite Christmas tune of all time?
My favorite Christmas tune of all time is called Mamacita, Donde Está Santa Claus?
My next guest is
Jessica Biel.
What is your favorite Christmas tune of all time?
My favorite Christmas tune is "Oh Holy Night."
State your name.
Erica.
Time.
Mariah Carey is All I Want for Christmas.
That is a pretty good one.
It is.
Okay, that's a good. We got some good choices right here. Thank you. What hat you wearing? He's my elf. He's my helper. I love it. Heath, what is your favorite Christmas song of all time?
The Drummer Boy,
By who?
PBC.
It's been fun here at the Festival of Lights in downtown Bangor. For NESCOM Connection, I'm Ed Fournier. Have yourself a wonderful holiday season. Hello and welcome to this edition of the Main Report. I'm your host, Ed Fournier. The Main Report is produced by the students and faculty of the New England School of Communications. It can be seen on the NESCOM Broadcast Network, that's cable channel 5 on campus, and at nescom.tv, which is online. Today our spotlight is on Hudson's future and the man in charge of doing that.
To deliver an academic mission. For example, should we eventually envision a science building where we would have lab support for our health sciences, our pharmacy programs, et cetera. So examining what those needs would be, looking at NESCOM's needs in terms of infrastructure and space, how would we address those in that time horizon as well.
So speaking, you just mentioned NESCOM, are there any potential plans to improve NESCOM, like plans to expand or whatnot?
What we know about NESCOM is our major initiatives are oriented to creating a strong learning experience, and the plans that have been implemented in the current process are a lot of the transformation of their programming from associate's degree to bachelor's degree. And so as we evolve those transformations of programs from the earlier era where most of these program awards out of NESCOM were associate degrees to bachelor's degrees. And we're always examining as an institution how we can collaboratively work together between the two institutions. Certainly the space that we will create in the residence hall will be available to the broader community, and looking at the experiential learning rooms that are required in our minds, we're also looking at how we can address these needs as well.